our valedictorians, Morgan Jackson and Mike Newman, to speak on our behalf.
We don't have any props, sorry.
I knew 4 lyrics to that song.
There was only 4 lyrics to that song.
I don't even think they were the right lyrics. Hello. I once read that when Joseph Stalin would speak to the people of the Soviet Union, they would applaud for minutes on end without ceasing, because they're afraid that if they stopped, they would be executed by the secret police hiding amongst the audience. I just want to let you all know, the same applies tonight. Mr. Lukes is watching. To all graduates, moms, dads, grandmas, teachers, siblings, distinguished guests, undistinguished guests, and of course, you Vic students who mistook this as their classroom. Good evening. My name is Mike Newman, and this is my fellow valedictorian, Morgan Jackson. After I was... After I was told that my fellow grads had voted for me to be one of their valedictorians, the first thing I did was drive home and Google what a valedictorian was. I'm serious.
Still doesn't know.
It was at that moment that I realized the sheer magnitude of the predicament I had gotten myself into. My next thought was something along the lines of, "Dear God, what have I gotten myself into?" But I knew that I wanted to write this speech with the same amount of hard work and dedication that I put into my whole high school career. So late last night I began. I worked tirelessly for 15 minutes. Then quickly lost motivation and went downstairs to eat a hot dog and watch a How I Met Your Mother marathon.
Now, before you guys judge us for a potentially lame and boring speech, understand something. Our speech used to be bleeping fantastic. And then administration started editing it. I just want to say hi, Mr. Q. Hi. Okay. Look at all the people out here tonight, guys. This reminds me of something Miss Bocage down here once told me. She said, "Morgan, 30 more people come in here, and boom, it's Africa." I still don't really understand, but she said it, so. You guys know that weird moment right before you sneeze, right? You're standing there like this with this ridiculous look on your face and hoping that somebody won't laugh at you. You're looking up at the sky with this anticipation, and it's an awkward position, and you look pretty down. But you endure it, because you know that something really big is coming. Well, that feeling is high school, and graduation is our sneeze. 4 years ago, we arrived for grade 9 with no idea what to expect. We had heard the horror stories from older siblings and friends, and we listened to our parents and grandparents tell us that the next 4 years would be the best and most memorable of our lives. At first it was great. Social life took priority over classes, and all sorts of doors were opened as we experienced many firsts. First boyfriend or girlfriend, first followed with a friend, first real responsibilities, and first jobs.
There were so many things that we didn't know that we do now. For instance, we didn't know that some of the stalls in the boys' bathrooms don't have locks and that we need to hold them closed with our feet.
I hate doing that.
We didn't know that Mr. Kemp isn't afraid to slap you in the back of the head if you rub his belly for good luck and pretend he's good. We didn't know that in the summer of 2012, the glorious sport of grinding would be invented. And we didn't know that we would wake up on the morning of our graduation wondering how it all went by so fast. We sit in class day after day, wondering when in our lives we're going to use co-terminal angles, or we try and remember who did what to who in Hamlet. And above all, we wonder what in the world compelled Mr. Turnbull to perform Elvis impersonations on people's birthdays.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Seriously, you haven't experienced embarrassment, so you've got a fully grown man doing a jig on your desk.
Last year I watched Ben Clark go through that. It was really great.
There, big guy.
In a small school like ours, it is expected that the students know each other well. Too well sometimes. Normally, a small school means a small grad class. And ours is. But I think we all know that we're cooler than all the other small grad classes. This group of kids behind me is teeming with talent, skill, and good looks. Mostly, I provide the talent, while Mike provides the good looks. Mostly. The athletic ability in this school is incredible. We have girls and guys leaving at the end of the summer to attend Canadian and American universities on athletic scholarships for softball, baseball, volleyball, and track and field. There's some other ones, but Our musicians have carried the school bands through countless practices and parades over the years. Those younger guys, they don't know what they're doing. Our students, some in the leadership program and some simply wanting to help, have volunteered hours upon hours of their time and sleep, trying to put together events like the 30-hour famine, the water walk, school dances, and even this entire ceremony. We have comedians, skateboarders, dancers, writers, mechanics, woodworkers, preps, and intellectuals. Yet the talent and the diversity isn't the part about our school that I find incredible. What I find incredible is that despite our differences, we actually get along. Each of us can walk down the halls without being afraid that we won't be accepted. Most of us can name every person in the grad class, and I'm pretty sure we're all Facebook friends. The kids at the school always have been, and I have faith always will be, behind each other 100%. The past 4 years, and a little bit of help along the way, have allowed us to blossom. Okay, so Mr. Helm would say blossom when we were in bio class learning about the anal sphincter. He would make this hand movement. he would look us straight in the eye and he'd say, and then it blossoms. He does it better than I do. You can ask him in the lobby later, maybe. Anyways, we blossomed into young and incredible adults. Believe it or not, though, we weren't always the graceful and lovely people we are today.
And being teenagers, let's face it, we've made a lot of mistakes, but with a little help from the people around us, we can get back on our feet again. On behalf of the grad class of 2012, I'd like to thank all the obvious people. Moms, dads, siblings, you guys provide us something to come home to and take out all our frustrations on. You listen and agree with us even when you think we're wrong. You accept us for who we are and love us through thick and thin. Like when all the other kids would make fun of you and they'd say they're just jealous.
Mike, I think she was talking to you right now.
Teachers, thank you for allowing us to make mistakes and then letting us repeat your classes the next semester. Mr. Doherty, thank you for letting me ask questions and making fun of me for asking them. Thank you to Miss Weir for keeping kindergarten alive in high school.
Yeah, seriously, it's so fun in there.
And thank you to Miss Tate for being basically the nicest lady ever. Thanks to all the people who thinks that their work goes unnoticed. The custodians, Big Mike, we all know your mustache was the best.
I mean, we all know. The muscles didn't hurt. I don't know what the judging staff was thinking.
Thanks to all the librarians for all of your hard work, dedication. Without you, our bad days might have been a little bit worse, right? And finally, thank you to Jake Hall's mom, because Jake Hall's 6'11", and I can only imagine what he was like as a baby. And finally, thank you to the people who really pulled us through the past 4 years. the creators of Wikipedia, SparkNotes, EasyBib, and the makers of copy and paste, we really could not have done it without you guys.
That's actually, I couldn't have done it. So this is the part of the speech where I'm supposed to tell all of you guys how grown up these guys look and how they're going to go out and conquer your world.
It's very unlikely.
I think they can do it. This is also the part of the speech that most of you will lose all focus and begin staring aimlessly at walls if you haven't already done so. That's you, Mike. That's you. It's okay, it's fine. I've seen it in assembly a million times. But for those of you who are finding it hard to concentrate, just pretend like you're listening and mix in a giggle or like a nod. Good job, Morgan. Like every once in a while. It's going to make me feel a lot better, so. Thanks! Thank you. Well, I feel better. Okay. I'm supposed to tell the friends and the family here that the graduates sitting in this room are going to be our future doctors, politicians, scientists, and to quote Michael Siemens, if we're really unlucky, teachers. But although our futures are bright, life outside of Lambert's walls is going to be tough. Yeah, really. Okay, sorry. College and university will be unforgiving and people don't look after you anymore. I'm actually going to have to keep track of my stuff, and also thanks to all the people who kept track of my stuff for the past 4 years. Anybody who's picked up my phone, thanks. Your heart will be broken and scarred. People will let you down and doubt will work its way into your mind. You might crash your beautiful champagne green 1984 318i BMW, lose your license, and have to take the bus with all the weird people. That would suck.
Who would do that?
That's it. Bills have to be paid, and sometimes the world gets the best of you. Many of us will spend a lot of time and a lot of ice cream, red tape, trying to forget the bad days. But without disappointment, we would not fully appreciate the great days. There are certain moments in your life that make everything else worthwhile.
Some are very familiar, and some we've yet to experience. Winning the 50-50 draw, realizing it's a snow day, finding a 20 in your pocket, making a bonfire with your math worksheets after a final exam.
Right, yeah.
Uncontrollable laughter, butterflies in your stomach, finding your first gray hair, your 50th birthday, saying I do, and your biggest first words. Moments you'll never forget. Moments like this one, right now. So take the good days with the bad, and remember there's always more to come. Sing as loud as you want in your car, spend time with your family, because believe it or not, they won't be here forever. Remember that your parents are people too. Don't waste precious time being unhappy. Work hard to keep friends and let the others go. Remember that stormy days bring rainbows, and recognize the things that make you happy. Hold on to them and all that sentimental stuff.
I remember in like 20 years when you look back and you're like, oh, who gave our valedictorian speech? You'll be like, oh yeah, that was Morgan and Mike. They did such a good job. Just remember that because we worked so hard. But before we finish off, I'd like to leave you with a little bit of wisdom that I was lucky enough to have come by earlier in the year. Where's Mr. Lukes? Oh, there he is, okay. Mr. Lukes at a Grad assembly, he halted the entire assembly, got everyone's attention, and said, one of the greatest qualities a person can have in life is the ability to find a good hat. He made me stand up while everyone applauded. Quite a few people in this room have on some well-deserved hats. Watch this, guys. I'm going to make them give me a standing ovation. Grad class of 2012, please stand up. Good hats, guys. Good hats. And I'd just like to say thank you to Grad 2012. Thank you.
Okay, let's do it together.
Yeah, okay.
Are we doing 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3, go.
Alright, am I saying anything?
No.
So it's 1, 2, 3, go
Yeah,
and
1, 2, 3, go and we'll say.
Okay, go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Grad 2012.
Thank you.
Thank you.